So what is a good demand? Start your problem. These are some of the criteria to assess what is a good problem statement if you want to start your own projects. The first one is popular. Is the market big enough? Is it like millions of people are suffering from this? You have to define that group of population. I think public health students are really familiar with all this, and you have to define your audience. How large is it? The audience, the patient size, etc., and all your users. The second one is growing. So you want to tackle a problem which will be getting more and more serious, right? If it's a diminishing problem, you don't have to tackle it. It will go on anyway. So you can look for some figures or studies about is it growing? Is it a growing problem in the world or in your community? Third one, urgent. You better solve it now because this will help you to get more resources to your projects. You can justify that why people should invest on your projects or give you funding on that projects. Expensive. The current problem costs a lot of money or pain to the people. And this is similar to urgent, but expensive because it's that so people are willing to pay for it. This justifies the sustainability of your projects. So you can make it more sustainable. You can break even easily, etc. The fifth one is mandatory. Mandatory. So if the regulation or law changed, so this problem arises. So this is an opportunity that you can tackle on. I think healthcare is one of the sector that a lot of law could be changed and new demand comment and innovation will chip in to help. And the sixth one, frequent, like this is more on the customer base. I think it's like Uber. People will be using Uber when they need taxi, so they will use it frequently. But your problem or the things you want to tackle, it will be better if it's a frequent problem, so the demand will be higher. So a well-defined problem can drive demand and impact easier. And the last advice is about like a solution. Never do it in a way solution in search of a problem. We call it SISP. So because some of the students, they think they learn something new, some innovation, some technology, and then they use this technology to look for a problem that they want to solve. But usually you cannot fit in this way. So we always advise the people that the students that you should start with the problems. Otherwise, you will waste a lot of time. And then you have, after finding a problem, you need to always validate it and also the solution. So the way of validate your problem, there are plenty of articles online. I just grabbed some keywords. You can check it online, like design thinking stuff, basically. So set hypothesis and look for the users, talk with the users, your audience or your partners, and test out your ideas in real life situation. This could be applied in KE project as well. And get the feedback from the audience and then pivot and then validate again. It's a dynamic process throughout your whole KE project. And you better bear in mind that what you plan at the beginning usually is wrong. Yeah. So you have to test it. And next question is how to sustain. This is addressing the second most common failure because of running out of cash. And I'm not sure whether a KE project is a business, but I will always think the project in a more business or sustainable way because we want to, if it's right, we want to keep it going and benefit more people, right? So you have to think about what is the business model, where is the income coming from, what is your revenue stream, and the competition could be a funding source to start with. But if you want to sustain it, you have to think about like, should I go for private money? Do I have any consumers? Or I go for public money? There's a government grant to support my KE projects. Or I should pitch for some foundation for more philanthropic incentives, like helping some underprivileged in society. And what is your fundraising or financial plan? Are you applying for any grants for the next 1 or 2 years? Or you are doing bootstrapping? Bootstrapping, basically, you use your own revenue and income and then put it back into your company so you don't have to raise external money. And then what is the strategy to survive in the Death Valley? Basically, how can I sustain my project after I get my seed money? And I did some research. I spent away by hiring few interns. But what next for the next 2 years? So well-planned funding plan and also cash flow is important for a successful KE. Team and talents, the third failure factor. For the students or the researchers or PhD students, I think you can also think about like, do you have an unfair advantage? What is unfair advantage is that I believe that many of you are the domain expert, and you can think about like, are you 1 in 10 in Hong Kong who can solve this problem, or in the world who can solve this problem? Are you a super expert? This can convince people to support you or to join your teams, right? The second one is a network to grow. I explained it before as well. Like, do you have access to a people organization to help validate your ideas? To bring awareness, to change the people behavior, business development, or endorsement from different organizations. So for life science and healthcare related ideas, I think students could start with two perspectives. The first one is technical related. Like, are you working on some new insight of physiology of a new disease, a new drugs, or new diagnostic practice, or digital innovation leading to better outcomes like the AI can help to track more data and better analyze our stuff. Or you can start with the market related, any unmet needs in the market or from the patients, or regulatory change, or new business model. I missed a word, new business model. And I find this map pretty useful to help students if you are generating KE ideas. Is basically it covers most of the digital health solution ideas, payment reform, and it's more finance related. Personalized medicine is like this is the public health topic, right? And patient empowerment, so better treatment, etc. Healthcare coordination. This is more on the public health admin, I think. So case management, health IT. So these are ideas for healthcare related KE projects, I think. And but also other innovation like drugs and diagnostic and other therapeutic innovation I didn't cover in this. And the last one I want to go through is the business model canvas. This one is pretty common when people are generating ideas. So it's it's easy to understand. Is that this is the customer segment. I don't know. Oops. Never mind. So the right hand side part is about like who is your customers, and channels is how do you distribute your solution or your products, and customer relations is like patients and doctors, something like that. And the bottom is the cost structure and revenue stream, finance. And these are key resources, key activities, and key partners. Basically, it's the things you need to make things happen. And to generalize, is that the right-hand side part is the desirability. Like, should we build it? Why do we have to build it? Do the people want it? So we start over here, and then we fill in this part. Whether can we build it feasibility? And the last one, so you calculate the money issues, viability, whether you can scale up or make it sustainable. And I think this could be applied to KE activities as well. And to summarize, the skills you need is to identify problems and validate it in a dynamic ways. And you have to make it as your habit, I think. You have to be very observant, always have these questions when you're reading materials or listening to your lectures. Engagement and communication, like what KG said, is to explain your thoughts, why this problem is so important, because what you have been experiencing is not I'm experiencing, so you have to let me know why it's urgent, it's painful. And pivoting, get ready to change your stuff and don't get upset if you find yourself is wrong. Resource mobilization, like those network and expertise, how to form your teams. And the last one is ability to scale up and sustain. The ultimate goal of knowledge exchange is to bring impact to reality, right? So it's always better if we can scale up to benefit a wider community and make it sustainable.